right, welcome back to Distant Lightning. So this was game 2 of the Lightning series with the Columbus Blue Jackets, and Columbus did win 3-1. And my thoughts on that are our team sometimes needs a kick in the ass just to remind them they're in the playoffs. Number 2, there are other good teams in this league that just might find ways to beat them. And 3, this leads to our coaching staff and our players forced to get creative and figure out ways to beat a tight defensive team like Columbus, who does a great job of shutting down our offense. I mean, let's face it, their defense and their goaltending, it's some of the best I've seen. So, I've heard the announcers talking about their offense struggling to find goals and score, and that could explain why they aren't like a first seed team or upper seed team like we are. You got to have both sides of your game. The Lightning did a great job all season of tightening up their D, and that's probably why the score is staying kind of low. But it was disappointing to see in the first period. Columbus had 4 shots and got a goal. Vasi's stats have to look pretty terrible compared to Korpisalo. Korpisalo is looking like a god in net right now, and frankly, he's playing that way. Okay, so top 3 plays of this game. Kuch's goal in the first. That was beautiful to see. Lightning strike first. The new triplets line getting the job done. Palat playing like a god. Kuch got free at the back door with no coverage. That almost never happened all game. And he angled the shot off Korpisalo's side and into the net. One of these sneaky little plays. Hey, the goalie's pushed forward away from the pipe. Just kind of toss it in and see if you can angle it in the net, and it worked. And Kuch is a perfect player to do that because he's got great hands. He saw the opportunity. He struck. So good job, Kucherov. Unfortunately, the next great play was the Jackets' first goal to tie the game. They answered the Lightning in the first soon after, and Dubois was left free behind the net, and he made a nice feed to Murray right in front of Vasi, and he made a difficult deflection between his feet with his stick. It was nice. What can I say? And it just unfortunately stuck between Vasi's legs. They got the goal. Watching the replay, Shattenkirk and Gord were there, but they just failed to prevent the shot. It's Fire were kind of in their skates, if you will, and it's like time moving slowly, and they're looking back and see this guy open in front of the net with a deflection, and they're going, oh no, and they reach for their stick, but it's too late. Puck's in the net. Afterwards on the replay, too, the announcers pointed out that McDonough was challenging another player who didn't have the puck and didn't receive the puck, and it pulled him behind the net. We need to do that to Columbus. We don't want that happening to us. So a little bit of a coverage problem, and you'd like to think that we could recover from that, but when they score, man, everyone wishes we could take that back. One observation I made is these sneaky little goals, like these quick passes in front of the other team's net. This is what the Blue Jackets seem to be doing well. And this is purely based on highlights I watched pretty recently. I was looking at past games where they played other people. Anyway, it's kind of no surprise to see Columbus pull these types of plays off. So the Lightning just have to do better to predict what's about to go down. I would argue the Jackets are predictable in this sense. We know where the puck's going to go. They get guys open, even if it's just a split second. That's where the puck's going to go. Anyway, I know I make it sound easy, and this is playoff hockey, and it's not that easy when you're out there. I get it. But anyway, this is what I'm seeing. Third play of the game. Hate to give it to them, but the Jackets' second goal. And this got them the lead in the second period. They made it look easy with a real simple, predictable feed, again from Dubois behind the net. And he made a nice feed to a guy who was wide open in that faceoff circle on the right side. It was Bjorkstrand. And Bjorkstrand, it was a quick pass, and Bjorkstrand had to drop to a knee to rip the shot off. But, man, he did a great job. He got a stick on the puck. He shot it toward the net, and it went across Vasi in the far side of the net for the goal. Beautiful shot. Got to give credit where credit's due. Jackets got the lead on us 2-1 at that point. All right, there were no other great plays in this game. Honestly, that was it. That's all I saw. Moving on to fails. Fail number 1. Chernak gets an interference penalty center ice in the first period with everybody watching. I mean, we're talking center ice right in front of both benches. And what's the ref going to do? Does he want to hear it from Tortorella another night? I mean, he had to blow the whistle. And it led to a power play goal for the Jackets, and ultimately was the game winner because it brought them up 2-1. Tampa could never score again. Fail number 2. Killorn losing his cool in the second period, and he got a penalty for holding behind the play. It was kind of not so much holding as grabbing and shoving backwards. It was just purely him losing his temper. And we can't do that, guys. I wrote a note. Echoes of last year's frustration were resonating from Killorn's mustached face. Earlier at the end of the first, Kucherov lost his cool. Basically, he was doing a good job of pushing the puck up the left boards. And he made one deke, tried to make a second deke. But the Jackets defense, they just don't budge. Like, they shadow our guys so well. He couldn't get a shot off. The buzzer happened, and he lost his cool and lost his temper. Again, we cannot allow the Jackets to get into our guys, into our heads like this. This is really, I think, what broke down the Lightning last year. So the solid defense, tight defense, is frustrating our guys. So that's the challenge. How do we beat that? How do we take away the opportunities for that frustration? Okay? Maybe this chip and chase and carry the puck along the boards and try to somehow deke your way to the slot, it's not going to work. So we need to figure out how to draw their guys out of position. Okay. Fail number 3. Killorn and Cirelli failing to put the puck in the net on very rare opportunities where there was no D in their face and Korpisella without the goalie in front of them either. Okay, goalie's out of position, no D. Both plays started with Tyler Johnson carrying the puck in the zone, making a sweet, crisp, on-target feed right to the back door of the net. All these guys had to do was touch it. Neither of them touched it. They could not score that goal. And I feel bad for them because it's these plays that the Lightning are not connecting on to score that Columbus is, and it's causing us to lose games. There's no two ways about it. These guys have to put the puck in the net when they get these super rare opportunities of some degree of freedom to just tap it in the net. They weren't asked to stick handle. They weren't asked to receive the puck and settle it down and then try to go for some kind of shot. No. They just had to tap it in. Okay, a little Happy Gilmore there. Just tap it in. So that was disappointing. Okay, moving on to moments of Leetness. Regarding moments of Leetness, I have to admit, after that 5 overtime game 2 nights ago, both teams did look a little tired in places. I would argue the Jackets looked way more tired than the Lightning pretty much throughout this game. But by the third period, I was watching the Twitter feed and someone pointed out lots of standing around by the Lightning. And I moved my eyeballs from my phone to the screen, and pretty much that's what I saw. We had pulled our goalie at that point, had an empty net, and our guys were just kind of standing there hoping Hedman was going to put the puck on their tape, and so they could maybe get a shot off. So it was kind of sad to see, but you know what? Everybody's tired. So anyway, moments of Leetness, probably going to be brief. First moment of Leetness, I'm just going to call them out. The new triplets line. This line is fantastic. And I know they could only put one goal in the net in this game tonight, but that Point, Kucherov, Palat line is just fantastic. Combine that with the Gord line. All right, this is Yanni Gord, Coleman, and Goodrow. They really shined in this game, those two lines. Every time those lines were on the ice, the Jackets almost always were penned up in their end and just trying to do everything they can to get that puck out of their zone. Points line in the first period, I was listening. The announcer said they got 7 of all of 12. Points line delivered 7 of all 12 of Tampa's shots in the first period alone. Palat in particular was outworking the Jackets defense in the whole game. He never stopped. He was really fun to watch, and he kept making dekes and doing different creative plays to try to create scoring opportunities. Gord's guys kept crashing the net. That's one thing they're really great at. And these defensemen on the Jackets are pretty big. And Gord's guys usually are 6 inches shorter on average. They don't care. You wouldn't know it. They're in their faces. They're standing in the crease after the play, refusing to budge. So it's really fun to see that line go out there and do the work they do. And I think it really inspires the rest of the team, especially Gord's line, with how much grit they're playing with. That's what this team needs more of to win some of these games. So another line I'd like to see get some more goals is Gord's line. I feel like it's going to happen. They just got to keep up that intensity, and something's going to break for them in a good way. All right, another moment of eliteness, the Lightning penalty kill in the third period. Our boys generally so far between the round-robin games and this series have had a really tight, good penalty kill. I know this game they let in I think maybe 2 power play goals or 1 power play goal. It doesn't happen. But really in the third period when our guys needed to do the scoring and they had to kill a penalty instead, it was fabulous. So I was really impressed. Unfortunately, the Jackets followed up that awesome penalty kill with a goal 5-on-5. I think it was Borensky. I don't know. One of their guys just skated right in on Vasi, fell down, shoveled the puck between Vasi's 5-hole goal. It's just unfortunate, but it happened. That was kind of the icing on the cake. And honestly, I saw the Lightning's will to keep playing and just break at that moment. They really looked crestfallen. Okay, last thing, stud of the game. For the Lightning, stud of the game was Andrei Palat. I've already sang his praises earlier, but you know what I noticed? Every shift, he made that Jackets defense second-guess themselves. They weren't quite sure where he was headed, either with his feet or with the puck. Palat also did a good job of getting shots off when he had the rare opportunity to do so. He found a way. The other players in our team, besides the defenseman hurling, the puck from the point on net, the other forwards, I saw so many times where there might have been a chance to shoot and they just couldn't get it off. Tyler Johnson's pretty good about this too. He's usually able to get the shot off, but almost every other forward on our team just could not ever even get a shot on net. And I can see where some of these players are getting frustrated. But Palat, if he had a shot, he took it, and it was on net more often than it wasn't. And I wouldn't be surprised if he got the most shots in the game. I'm probably wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if his stats up there. Anyway, we'll find out if Palat's new triplets line can boost their scoring next game, or maybe Gord's line. Next game is Saturday at 7:30 p.m., so tune in, and let's see what the Lightning can do. We'll see you next time on Distant Lightning. Corpusalo? What is his name? Corpusalo, I think.